I'm getting a little better at starting these. Good morning. Welcome to Daily Justine. I'm here checking the news like I do every morning, and that's why I'm going live and this is frustrating because my computer is just frustrating and it keeps, you know what, that's okay. Because I got plenty I want to talk about today, and mainly what I want to talk about today is how, Donald Trump, is he going to crash the U.S. economy? Oh, that picture of mine is still in the corner. I meant to take a look at that this weekend before I went live, and I forgot. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's annoying in the corner. I'll work on that. Anyway, is Trump going to crash the economy? Is Trump going to... Anyway, that's what I want to talk about today. But the first thing that I want to talk about is I go on to, I'm on MarketWatch.com right now. And MarketWatch is like a friggin', it's a Wall Street Journal, I think. Uh, it doesn't, I forget. It's a market, like a news site by the Wall Street Journal, and it's like, Count Jim Rogers among the gloom and doom ranks. He says short the U.S. economy now, with a picture of a prepper in a basement with like a gas mask on and wearing a hazmat suit, because God forbid you have anything remotely negative to say about the economy. You're one of these creepy preppers that's gloom and doom. And yeah, I just think it's funny because I consider websites like these like propaganda, like positive things to say about the economy only. Otherwise you're this guy, this creepy guy with a gas mask. You're a gloom and doomer. That's it's such a joke. But anyway, but articles like these come out sometimes, and they're always labeled as gloom and doom. So the average person is like, oh well, I'm not gloom and doom, so I'm not gonna question the economy. And then things don't get questioned. And then what happens is, you guys like my glasses? Mine broke. Anyway, so these are from like high school. Anyway, so, if there's anything questionable, any questionable data that comes out, it's like if you look at it, you're gloom and doom, and then you're this guy with the hat. I just think it's funny. Anyways, and now it's like popular to say like, oh, Trump's gonna Trump's gonna destroy the economy, Trump's gonna bankrupt the nation, Trump's gonna this or that, and yeah, that's like a convenient boogeyman for everybody, but it's like Trump. I mean, why don't we think about what's been going on for the decades leading up to Trump becoming president? Nah, no, nah. If you do that, then you're this guy, gloom and doom, hazmat suit. I'm just like, so. The reason why I'm saying this is because I think there's a good chance he is going to become president. And I forget if I've said this in this broadcast before, but what is Trump famous for? I mean, besides, reality TV. Yeah, obviously reality TV, but we know he's rich, right? But what's he famous for? Well, I'll just jump right to it because I want to make this actually only 30 minutes today. Basically, I mean, he's gone bankrupt a million times, right? So, and like I've said before, I think it was my first broadcast, I was like, hey, like 2 months after the next inauguration, whoever's president, Trump or Clinton or whoever, they're going to be facing another debt ceiling crisis. So I feel like Trump would be like, we're going to do the right thing, we're going to go bankrupt, we knew this day of reckoning would come. Those liberals spending money like crazy, they didn't think that this day would have to come, but this day is here, blah, blah, blah. And basically, we would go bankrupt, and then he would want to restructure the debt or whatever. The point being is that, is he going to bankrupt the economy? Maybe. I mean, it's kind of like, it's been, my whole point though is that it's been in the works, but if you've been thinking it's in the works, then you're this guy in the hazmat suit. You're like crazy, gloom and doom, depressing loser. You know, if you dare question this, you're this guy in the hazmat suit. So, you know, I mean, that's what happens. Hey, you know, so, I don't know, it's just interesting to me. And dude, I am like exhausted today. I'm sorry. I can barely think, I'm so tired. I'm like, this is like my third cup of coffee, and I've had Provigil this morning, and I'm still like so tired. MS, guys, seriously, I almost didn't do this today. But the reason why I did was I was looking at the news and I saw this hazmat guy, and I was like, oh no 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 no. You know, actually, let me click that link and see what it says, because it says count Jim Rogers among the gloom and doom ranks. He says short the U.S. now. By shorting, I guess they mean short U.S. stocks. Yeah, if you dare think that it's a good time to short stocks, you're a gloom and doom. Um, let's see. Next time the world ends, it'll be a bigger shock than we expect, warns Jim Rogers. Jim Rogers is like he's an investor that's been like, he has a history of being you know, like he's said things like this before, and because he's said things like this before, the media calls him gloom and doom. It's like really funny. I mean, he's usually right though, or not. I forget. I confuse him with the other gloom and doomers, I guess. Yeah, if you say this, I can't even scroll down. This, I cannot stand Windows. I'm sorry, I just can't. This is like, why can't I just simply read this article? Maybe it's just a terrible website, but it's very. Why can't I? You know, if I were using a MacBook right now, I could just read it and show you, and you know, I took the time to set this up so that you guys could see this screen a little bit, and I can't even show it to you because I can't, because Windows, I don't know, like what why can't I scroll? It's like, here's the scroll bar. It just feels so stupid right now because, anyway, the point is Trump going to collapse the economy? Well, you know, maybe if we like paid attention a little bit to what these people were saying instead of just automatically labeling them as gloom and doom, and then we wouldn't find ourselves in this position. You know, I've recently left Facebook. I quit. I go on Facebook, the website, physically. Sometimes when this computer works, I'll go to facebook.com on the browser and catch up on notifications or whatever, but I deleted the apps. Why? Because I was getting very frustrated, because it became popular all of a sudden to be like, if you're not voting for Hillary, or if you're not voting, or if you're voting third party, then you're voting for Trump. And why would you vote for someone that's not going to win? Why would you do that? Why? You know, and it's, to me, it's frustrating because it's like, oh, cute, you guys are caring about politics all of a sudden. Anyway, the point is I've been voting third party since I've been old enough to vote, because I've recognized things like this, and I've recognized the problems with the system and how the main parties are paid for. And so the point of that is, I just feel like if you criticize this at all, then you're voting for Trump, you're bad. If you dare want or hope for anything better, you're voting for Trump, because any vote that's not for Hillary Clinton is a vote for Trump, and it's Republican, and it's bad, and it's just really, it's gotten really frustrating, so I had to quit. I left Facebook because I was like, I can't even talk to these people, because it's like, You guys, I'm sorry you can't have any sort of vision that's because I have vision. Call me crazy, but I actually hope for better for us. Kind of like how I also hope that I can have a MacBook so I can actually visit a website one day. Um, no, really, why isn't this working? I can't even. I can't do anything right now. I think I need to. I don't know. Maybe I have a virus. I can't stand Windows. Anyway, so I've just been really frustrated because I feel like. Um, I feel like if God forbid I criticize anything like this, I'm voting for Trump and I'm bad and I'm racist. So I've kind of like given up and I've quit Facebook because I can't even. And I feel like, is Trump going to crash the economy? Well, we wouldn't have to worry about that if we cared about this stuff at all leading up to this election. You know, so if let's pretend that Trump becomes president, right? And the debt ceiling comes up and he's like, what, I'm just going to restructure this debt. I'm going to, whatever. Then, you know, if we weren't in that position to begin with, like we needed the debt to be restructured, then it wouldn't happen. So it's kind of like, say you're living a lifestyle that you're used to because you're ringing up a credit card, and then someone comes in and they're like, "Nah, I'm not. I'm making the bill due. I'm cutting the cord on this." Is it Daddy Warbucks' fault for turning off the credit card, or are we gonna blame everything else? So, but if that makes me like voting for Trump and bad for questioning this. So, ah, what am I even talking about? Okay, so yeah. Anyway, that headline just made me really mad, and I had to come live and talk about it because it's like I'm so sick and tired of anybody that questions anything. You're gloom and doom. You're voting for Trump. You're racist. It's just the labeling is just really lame. And like I've said before, I think it's cute because it's like, what did you guys, what did this just do? Anyway, I think it's cute because it's like, well, you guys like just woke up and started caring about this like yesterday, so um, because I've been feeling like I've been alone with my concerns. I've been alone. I've been, you know, I'll give you an example. I remember, do you guys remember when Obama was running for president and everybody was like, yeah, Obamacare, free healthcare. That was the thing, was free healthcare like the rest of the world. But my thing was, I was unpopular and I was gloom and doom and I was Republican because I was like, nah, it's not going to work because it's not addressing the problem, which is the rapidly rising cost of healthcare, which I thought had to do with the partnership between these giant drug companies and the government. Not so much, everybody likes to blame the drug companies for. I'm not saying that they're angels, but I am saying that the real problem is the synergy between the two of them. But I was bad and Republican for thinking that, so whatever, kept my mouth shut. Fast forward 8 years, and who was right? Just saying. You know, it didn't address the problem. That's all I said. It's not like, but because of that, I'm racist because, or I'm whatever because Obama was. It's just at that time it was not popular to criticize Obama or not be on his camp, and I was just saying that I didn't think it was going to work because it wasn't addressing the problem, and I mean I was right because I guess also what I wanted to say regarding Obamacare was I remember Obamacare, then I remember it passing, and then it's like, no, stop calling it Obamacare. It's the ACA, and now it's Obamacare again. So I'm confused. And I don't mean to criticize too much because I'm, benefiting from it, but it's because I'm enjoying the benefits of the Medicaid expansion right now. However, that's because I'm very poor. So for the average person that earns any sort of income, pretty much half their income is going to healthcare now, and it's just the way it is. My family, they can't afford their health care, they can't afford their medications, they can't afford, but if you question these things, then you're gloom and doom. You're this guy in the hazmat suit that, did it disappear? Where'd it go? Anyway, yeah, you're this guy. If you question any of this, can you even see that? See that guy? Like he's like a he's a gloom and doomer prepper in a basement wearing a hazmat suit. That's who you are if you're questioning anything. And you need to just be quiet and do what they say. And now, see, I question it because I don't know, I question, and I'm rambling because, sorry, like I said, I am very tired. This is okay. Now, what time is it? It is 10:15. This is half over. I've been rambling, so I'm gonna take a look at the chat and see what you guys are saying because I'm actually very interested. If okay, whoa, the screen is inverted. Oh, sorry. Well, you think the real problem is healthcare for profit. Well, don't vote. Wait, no, that's not that's, if you don't vote, that's a vote for Trump. You didn't know that? Facebook told me that. If you don't vote, you gotta vote for Hillary because you have to. Otherwise, you're voting for Trump. You lost your Medicaid for some reason, and now you have to figure out how to get it back. Well, it's probably some administratively, like it's probably, because they send you mail and there's things you have to like fill out. I know, it happens. It's like annoying. They don't want you to have it. It's great that you question everything. Well, I mean, I don't know. I just do. I've always been like that. What is this? Norton, renewal required. Your subscription ends in 3 days. I kind of can't wait for those 3 days to be over with because this is so annoying. And please just end. I mean, why do I have to pay for protection? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just don't like Windows. Do your live shows have a certain schedule? Yes, I'm going live in the morning, 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. So, hopefully, yes, thank you, or Elmira? Sorry, the chat is very small, so it's hard for me to see. If you don't renew, you'll get a virus. From what? Going to CNBC.com. I just don't like Windows. Just uninstall Avast free. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. You're still upset Bernie dropped her. Well, the thing with Bernie is, well, that's a whole other thing, is I feel like finally, of course now it's way too late, now that people are starting to care about this stuff, but it's like, Bernie's popularity had to do with, I think people are starting to get the problem is the system, and that's why someone populist like Trump people are even interested in him, because they realize that the problem is the system, and we need a whole new system, so it makes them prone to voting for someone like Trump. And because they just want to change, because, yeah, so, I don't know, that's the thing with Bernie, he was popular because he was so out of the box. He was, basically, I don't know why he didn't run third party, but he's like out of the box, and people want someone out of the box, but no, you better not actually vote third out of the box, because that's voting for Trump, because any vote that's not for Hillary is a vote for Trump, and it's like, that doesn't sound like democracy to me. That sounds like something else. So I'm going to keep voting for my party of choice, which is I'm not even making it about who. Bernie made a lot of young people care. Yeah, he did make young people care because, you know, he yeah, he made people care. But I guess that's what I'm getting at is, this is what, if someone like Donald Trump becomes president, it's because people don't care and they haven't cared. That's actually the problem. So, um awesome. Yeah, Bernie Sanders did make people care, but you know what? So did Howard Dean. Who remembers? Yeah, Howard Dean. I remember because I was in college at the time. He was making people care, but at the end of the day, that person fizzles away, and then it fizzles away, and that's it. Um, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, um, not obviously not voting for Hillary is a vote for Trump. That's obviously false. I agree. However, I've gotten into many of Facebook arguments about this. I've actually ended a Facebook friendship very epically over this very issue because because how dare I not vote for Hillary? How dare I? Because that's racist of me, and that's you know I feel like I want to remind everybody of uh, let's say the worst comes to worst. Let's say Trump becomes president, which I actually think there's a very good chance of. Worst comes to worst. I remember the worst was um, Bush being president because Bush was gonna the topic of the day back then was gay rights and um, or no, actually it was abortion. That's right. Well, gay rights too, but because Bush was um, really going after the Christian based or whatever. Um, yeah, I'm sexist against women if I don't vote for Hillary. I know I'm not a feminist. I know I'm a anyway. I remember that being the topic of the day was abortion. Like, oh, Bush is gonna make abortion illegal. People being like, I'm gonna move to a country where I'm moving out of the U.S. if Bush becomes president because I remember that. Anyway, um, but you know what? Bush had 2 terms, and there were, I think, 2 terms when Republicans had both houses. Was was abortion ever actually challenged? You know what I mean? So it's like I don't like. I feel like people freak out, and they create boogeymen because the media creates boogeymen, and I'm just not scared of the boogeyman no more. So, um, yeah, I'm sexist because you don't like Ghostbusters. All right, well, I haven't heard that, but I actually really enjoyed Ghostbusters, the remake. I thought it was hilarious. Um, though, apparently that's an unpopular opinion. Though I'm not. Look, it's not. There's never been a time in my life where I haven't had some kind of unpopular opinion of some sort. I'm I've always got an unpopular opinion about something. You know, I've I'm a fan of the liberty movement. Like I vote libertarian, but that's kind of like the what do you call it? I don't know. That's like a meat and potatoes crowd, and I'm vegan, so veganism is like frowned upon in the liberty movement. Um, Veganism kind of frowns upon the liberty movement. It's like I don't know. I'm always like caught in the middle. I'm never popular. I'm I'm always pissing somebody off somewhere. But it's because I don't take sides. I don't pick teams. I think it's dumb. Because picking a team like A or B, left or right, red or blue, it's like it just keeps you it kind of just keeps you stuck. Because then a candidate like Gary Johnson or Jill Stein, they get lost because, you know, I don't know, they don't actually get considered. But the thing is with Gary Johnson, that I'm concerned about is I wouldn't be surprised if Gary Johnson does end up doing very well in the polls, getting like 15% of the vote or something. But that's going to make it his fault when Trump becomes president. This is I'm so forward thinking. I can't help but see ahead, and poor Gary Johnson is going to be he's and all Gary's doing is running for president under the libertarian ticket like he did last time around. It's just, that's all he's doing is running for president. But how dare he run against Hillary and letting someone like Trump win? I'm just so over it. All right, I'm stopping this at 10:30 because I've been running over and this is. So let me go back to the chat. I'm calling it now. 100% sure Trump is building concentration camps for Muslims. Well, I mean, don't forget that Obama's been building concentration camps too. FEMA. That's also been happening. So, I don't know. I'm just. Oh, Computer Kyle. Is that Thank you for stopping in, Kyle. I appreciate it. Um, okay, you think Johnson splits the Republicans? Well, yeah, Johnson is splitting the Republicans because PC mobilizers. That's what I was trying to think of. Oh my God, Kyle! I was just thinking about you. And by the way, the computer that you gave me. Okay, guys, Kyle in here gave me completely for free a MacBook. And I've got this BS, no, not BS. I shouldn't, um, that MacBook works better than, you know, I needed just button because it's sitting over there. I don't know why I'm not using that instead of this. But Kyle, um, no, it's so nice of Kyle. And by the way, um, Kyle, before he gave me this completely for free MacBook, he tried so hard fixing my other MacBook that I spilled a cup of coffee. Poor Kyle. He tried so hard. Yeah. Anyway, Kyle, so we're talking about where I'm talking actually. I was just talking about Donald Trump and how he's going to crash the economy and how those of us voting third party, it's our fault. And yeah, it's just something that I'm tired of. Like, so anyway, that's why I'm not really on Facebook anymore because I had to. You guys don't understand. There was a guy who I unfriended very epically. Do you guys want a story time about it before I close this? So we were just talking. He posted some meme about people that voted third party and how they ruined America and how it was just a meme about how it was cool though because they got to talk about voting third party on Facebook. So I commented and I mean, nah. Uh, I was disagreeing. I was like, look, I've been voting third party forever, and it has nothing to do with posting on Facebook about it. And he, anyway, he commenced to he kept talking to me about it, and I was like, nah, you're not gonna convince me to vote third party, sorry, or to vote for Hillary. He wanted me to vote for Hillary, and I was like, no, because it doesn't. Who cares anyway? I didn't want to. Anyway, he kept talking about it, and it was annoying me. And this guy, he was an ex of mine, and he kept flirting with me. So very epically, I was like, you know what? Because I unfollowed the post, but I guess because it was a sub thread, I kept getting notifications. And I tried ending this conversation so many times. He kept asking me stupid questions. He kept asking me, why vote third party if you know they're not going to win? Because he just couldn't understand the concept of, sometimes you do things just because it adds to the momentum of the thing. not because, that's what it is. I want to add to the momentum of actual democracy in America. I want to be a part of that movement, not the fear, vote for this person so voting against somebody. I feel like that's lame. Anyway, I tried ending it, and he kept going. And he was an ex of mine that did message me a lot. He kept telling me that he was going to break up with his fiance so we could start anew together. And anyway, so he kept like talking about this. So I said to him, I was like, all right, well, I unfollowed this, but I keep getting notifications, so I'm just going to unfriend you. And I said, that's good because maybe you'll stop flirting with me behind your fiance's back now. And then I unfriended him. It was like so epic. It was so dramatic. It was so emotional. Usually I'm not so, yeah, fuckboy, I'm not into, look, I have MS. I don't got time for fuckboy, I really don't. You either want to be with me or you want to, or not. Period, the end. If you want nothing to do with this, peace. Because I don't got time for you, dude. I don't have time for your flirts. I don't have time for... Anyway, so that's my story. That was not mature of me. Oh, it's 10:30, so I guess I should conclude this. But I'm going to conclude by saying, voting third party is a vote for Trump. If Trump collapses the economy, it's your fault. It's not the fault of the governments of the leaders that were before him. No. It's your fault for not voting for Hillary. And and that's that. So, in fact, if you don't vote for Hillary, then you're this guy in a hazmat suit with a mask on and a coffee can, like, preparing for the apocalypse. That's you. You're gloom and doom, prepping, loser in a basement if you don't vote for Hillary. So, let's see. He's not a good guy if he disillusions. I mean, well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, what? I'm going to start a relationship with you, dude, after you're cheating on your current fiance with me? How do I know I can trust you? Bye, Felicia. Peace. Alright, well, thank you for coming to my live stream. This was fun. I'm sorry I was so tired. Kyle, thank you so much for stopping in. Thank you again so much for the laptop. Seriously. Alright, well, this is done. Bye. Alright, how do I close this again? Wait. Glad I caught the last bit of this, and so good to see you. Okay, I'm doing these Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. through 10:30 a.m. It's 10:31, so I gotta stop. Thank you for coming. And, guys, seriously, future topics. See, because I'll get, like, caught up in news like this in the morning. If there's other stuff you want me to talk about, leave comments. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. The implosion of pharma. I have to remember to talk about that tomorrow because it's really funny. Yeah, it's over, sorry. Alright. Have a day. Goodbye.